Think of the classic hustle culture guru. They pace the stage, selling the alpha wolf as the ultimate model for corporate success and high performance. In this popular narrative, the alpha is the boss who rules by intimidation, aggressive, uncompromising, and always demanding to eat first. There is a major problem with this framework. The alpha wolf is a biological fiction. The very scientists who coined the term spent the last 2 decades trying to retract it. In the mid-20th century, studies defined wolf hierarchies as brutal ladders of dominance. But the data was compromised. Early observations were based on captive wolves, stressed strangers forced into small enclosures. When biologists finally observed free-ranging packs, they saw something else entirely. In nature, wild wolf packs operate as unified families. The structure is built around parents and offspring, without the competitive jockeying for power we imagine. Instead of hoarding resources, the parents act as guides and providers. When food is scarce, the adults step back and ensure their pups eat first. You won't see a wild wolf leader roust a subordinate out of a comfortable sleeping spot or physically pin them to the ground to assert authority. If fear and aggression are absent from their leadership model, how do these animals survive in some of the harshest, most unforgiving environments on Earth? These same mechanics allow human teams to thrive. Building a resilient, high-performing group requires moving past command and control tactics toward the collaborative strategies found in the wild. Adopting a true pack model starts with a distinct trade-off for the leader. You have to stop dictating every move and punishing mistakes, and start actively guiding and providing resources. Pushing a strict hierarchy requires massive energy for little payoff. Parental guidance creates deep loyalty and psychological safety, but at a heavy cost. The leader suppresses their ego and carries the burden of responsibility without taking all the credit. If taking on that burden sounds unappealing, there is an alternative that modern professionals heavily romanticize: the lone wolf. We picture the lone wolf as a rooted individualist, forging their own path without the sentimental need for companionship. For human workers, that strategy has a lot of appeal. You get total personal autonomy and the ability to pivot your strategy immediately without ever seeking consensus. Yet in nature, this extreme independence is dangerous. Without the shared workload, physical protection, and collective wisdom of a family, a lone wolf struggles to survive. They are highly vulnerable animals, often cast out by dominant males. Because solitary life is a biological dead end, their primary drive isn't to stay alone, it's to find another wolf and build a new pack. Successful packs ensure no one is left to fend for themselves by actively integrating the diverse strengths of multiple individuals. Operating purely on your own grants you immediate freedom, but it cuts you off from shared resilience, increasing your risk of long-term burnout and failure. Bringing diverse individuals together creates friction. To survive rapid strategy shifts without fracturing the group, packs rely on a specific conflict mechanism. When a boundary is crossed, a wolf will correct the behavior immediately. They are loud, highly direct, and leave absolutely zero room for misunderstanding. But here is the crucial second half of that behavior. Once the point is made, the conflict ends instantly. There is no lingering resentment, no grudges, and no passive-aggressive behavior the next day. For human teams, this means stepping into acute social discomfort in the moment. Having the hard conversation right away prevents the toxic buildup of resentment. This lack of individual blame is exactly why packs can fail 9 out of 10 hunts and keep going. They analyze their group mistakes and adjust their tactics without pointing fingers. Maintaining this level of cohesion requires a counterintuitive survival mechanism: the absolute necessity of halting all productive hunting activities. Wolves regularly stop working to engage in play, physical affection, and social bonding. These interactions lower cortisol and stress levels across the entire group. The biological data shows that behaviors like contagious yawning and rapid physical mimicry are highly evolved tools designed to build empathy between pack members. Modern hustle culture treats rest and non-productive time as a weakness. In reality, deep rest and connection are biological requirements for energy conservation. If you manage a team, you have to be willing to sacrifice short-term, measurable productivity hours in exchange for the long-term relational health of your people. Empathy, scheduled downtime, and direct conflict resolution enable wolves to maintain group cohesion through the 90% failure rate they face every day. Bringing these lessons back from the wilderness to the boardroom gives us a clear way to assess how your team actually operates. We can measure a team's performance against these biological imperatives to see how a group actually functions. This framework is highly effective for leaders willing to act as supportive parents who prioritize team health over personal status. It is also suited for agile teams, like startups or emergency medical staffs, that navigate high-failure environments by analyzing mistakes collectively. However, attempting to build a true pack structure will backfire under certain conditions. Highly ego-driven individuals who prioritize personal credit and glory over the success of the group will destroy the pack dynamic. Organizations deeply entrenched in rigid, title-based hierarchies where vulnerability is punished cannot physically sustain these mechanics. A resilient team builds its strength through shared burden rather than fear or internal competition. By distributing the heavy lifting across the group, a pack can push through massive obstacles that would freeze a solitary individual in their tracks. True strength lies in radical empathy, crystal clear roles, and a willingness to carry the weight for the person next to you. If you want to move fast and answer to no one, go alone. But if you want to endure the long haul and survive the harshest conditions, you have to build your pack.